In this video, I'm going to explain you what running stones are, what a UTMB index is, and why you need both if you want to run the UTMB final, the race around the Mont Blanc. The Ultra Trail du Mont Blanc is by far the biggest trail run in the world in terms of exposure, amount of spectators, interest of sponsors and ultra runners who actually want to run it. Last year, 6,578 ultra runners wanted to run the UTMB. Only 2,300 could. To decide who can run and who can't, there is a lottery in place. With a lot of races, to enter the lottery, you just have to register, and your registration is your lottery ticket, not with the UTMB. To run the UTMB or one of the other races, CCC, OCC, you have to earn your ticket by running one of the UTMB races, and you have to show you're up to the challenge by running a UTMB index race. To earn your ticket, you have to collect at least one running stone. You get that running stone if you finish a UTMB race. Depending on the category of the race, you get one or more running stones. So if you finish a race in the 20-kilometer category, you get one running stone. For the 50 kilometers, you get 2 running stones. 100 kilometers will give you 3 running stones, and if you finish a 100-mile race, you get 4 running stones. Every running stone is a ticket, so the more running stones you have, the bigger the chance is that you can actually run one of the UTMB final races. Every year there are also 4 races around the world that are called UTMB majors. If you run one of these majors, you will get the double amount of running stones. So for the 20 kilometer, you get 2 running stones, for the 50, 4, for the 100, 6, and for the 100 miles, you get 8 running stones. You can only get these running stones if you run a race that is a UTMB World Series race, in other words, organized by UTMB. Now, your running stones don't expire. If you get them, you have them. There's one but. To enter the lottery, you have to collect at least 1 running stone in the 2 years prior to the lottery. To show you're up to the challenge, you need a UTMB index score that's not older than 24 months. If you want to run OCC, the 50-kilometer final, you have to have at least an index score in the 20 or the 50K. If you want to run CCC, the 100-kilometer final, you have to have at least an index score in the 50, the 100 or the 100 mile. If you want to run UTMB, you need at least an index score in the 100-kilometer category or in the 100 mile. To get a UTMB index, you don't have to run a UTMB World Series race. There are 5,500 races marked as UTMB index races organized all over the world. The overview of that you find on the website of the UTMB and in the link in the description below. Okay, one more time. To run the UTMB final, the UTMB CCC or OCC, you need N running stones and a UTMB index. If you run a UTMB World Series race, you get both, you're fine. But there are different ways in how you can collect and your running stones and get your UTMB index. Let me give you an example. You run a UTMB World Series race. For instance, the Chamonix Trail at Trail du Saint-Jacques. This is a 50-kilometer race. This will give you 2 running stones, so you can enter the lottery. but it's also a 50k index race. So you can enter the lottery only for OCC, the 50 kilometers, or CCC, the 100 kilometers. You can't run UTMB with this index. So let's say you have your heart set on running UTMB. So what do you do now? Option 1 is running another UTMB 100 kilometer or 100 mile race, which will give you 3 or 4 running stones more and will give you the UTMB index in the 100 kilometer or the 100 mile, which means you can run UTMB. Option 2, because you already have your running stone, you don't need running stones anymore. So instead of running a UTMB World Series race, you can decide to look for a UTMB index race. For instance, the 100 kilometer Oom Trail in Belgium. That gives you a UTMB index score in the 100 kilometer category. With the running stones you already had, means you're allowed to enter the lottery for UTMB. Now, if you want to enter the lottery, you already have to have your running stones and your UTMB index. You have to sign up for this lottery in December. The lottery is in January and the race is only in August. So you have to think way ahead which race you want to do to make sure you get the right index and you get your running stones. There's no option to collect one of the two later. If you enter the lottery, there are two options. Either you're lucky, which means you get your bib. It also means you will lose all your running stones. If you want to run the UTMB final the year after again, you have to collect new running stones. Option 2, you're unlucky. You don't get a bib number. This means you will keep the running stones you have. You can use them the year after to enter the lottery again, as long as one of those running stones is not older than 2 years. In both cases, your UTMB index stays valid. And again, that's valid for 24 months. Okay, that's all there is on running stones and UTMB index. I hope it's helpful and I hope to see you one day at the UTMB, the CCC, the OCC or one of those other races on the starting line in Chamonix. Keep on running.